Alright, I'm going to do an update again on my leaves. This is one batch. It's kind of hard to see with the lights that way. I've dug quite a few of these leaves out. There's only one left. This one, it's got roots on it, but I've got plenty of plants. This one was a sphagnum moss. This one's got babies. This one's got babies. These two just showed up with babies this morning. They're really hard to see. This one's got a little baby showing up. There's the baby to that one. This one in the back, it's all have plantlets, but just this, the largest leaf, the largest healthy leaf is still left. I have a few leaves. This is a big pink leaf I had. I took it off its plantlets, restarted it. This one was in water. It had water roots, so it has to restart. It'll take it another 8 weeks to grow from water roots. That one's got a little baby there. This one's got a little plantlet off the stem, so it's going to be a while before it goes. I'm trying to get this one out right here. This is my blossom stems. You take the blossoms out and plant them. And this is the blossom stems here. Now these are all the same age. And you see some are growing, then some of them still trying to grow. These three little plantlets are all from the same plant. From the blossom stem, and that little plant is trying to become all white. There's my thumb. And they're older than these leaves, and they're the same, almost same size as my thumb. So using blossom stems is not really a good deal. These are nice size. These are all younger than these blossom stems. So I will not do blossom stems again. They just don't grow. They're not doing anything. That's a cowboy blue, so I'm really anxious to see if that won't have a lot of pink or a lot of white in it. These come out with a lot of different shades of green and kind of a cream. Then my other plants that I took apart are over here. I only had about 10 plants over here, and I've got them under a light. There's some of the first ones that I propagated, and it's got blossoms coming out. This one's got blossoms. That one's got blossoms. This one right here is off the great big pink leaf, and I cut it off and I'm doing it again. And some of these, they come out with just a single plantlet, like these two here. These have extra little plantlets in them. Some of these might be a single. I'll probably cut the extra little leaves off to make them single. This one, for whatever reason, his little leaf died. So I'm hoping the leaf will regenerate another little plantlet. Then these big groups of plantlets, I don't know how many plants are in each one of those. So I'm going to have upwards of, if I take all the plantlets out, I'm going to have over probably 50, 60 plantlets that I can separate into individual plants. I probably won't do that. I'll probably just take the healthiest plant from them. These are all variegated. As you can see, this one's getting the pink edges. Its sisters, that one and that one, is getting the pink edge. That's a sister, that's a sister, and that's a sister, that's a sister. So they all have that pink edge. And these are from the one plant that I put on there that was really a white plant. So if you give them good care, they might completely change colors from what the original plants are if they weren't taken care of. I have my soil mixture ready. I mixed up a whole bunch of soil, so I've just got this little clear thing here that I'll just wet it down first. I warmed up my water. I have all my little cups here. These are the little fruit cups that you can buy. They're plastic, clear, and this is Oh shoot, this is just one of our yogurt containers. Then a different yogurt container is a little bit larger to set these cups in, just to keep the water from going over. I'll burn holes in. It disappears down in there, but I'll burn holes in the bottom of them. Got my wood burning tool where it'll melt right through the plastic, and I'm ready to go. Got my tape here, and I'll label it all. Mix that with warm water and start transplanting. I'll get the first batch over here and I'll show which one I'm going to start with. This is my Alamo Sunshine. Some of the leaves that you can see in the spaces, a couple here died in the space, a couple died back there. But they were not doing well. And like this little leaf here, it's a small leaf. Get my thumb down there, but it does have a plantlet. So some of them did have babies, have little plantlets, and some of them died out. They weren't from healthy plants. But I would say out of this hole right here, I got almost probably 20 plants that I can get out of this. But I probably won't do 20. I'll probably just trim them down and keep just maybe 10. Alright, I took 9 plants. The 2 in the smaller, they're the last to come up. That one, it is barely coming up. So I went ahead and took it out of the container. And these others are multi-plantlets. And you can see this one right here. Right here. It's a little plantlet off itself. But I'm going to wait till it's bigger before I try to separate it. Same thing with the rest of them. Looks like there's 3 or 4. I can take that out. Same thing there. This is my next batch that I'm going to do. This is the Wrangler's Gunsmoke, and what I can see, you can see how these leaves are washed out a little bit. Well, the plant was sick, but the babies are showing a lot of pink. So that is good. These 2 leaves here are Alamo Sunshine Sport, and this one has plantlets. This one has not shown any, but it's due anytime. This huge leaf right here, really surprising, but it doesn't have anything either. So I'm going to take everything out that has a plantlet. If it dies, it dies. And then move everything either into these smaller 3-ounce drink cups and then see if they survive. Now I have a container, I'll set those in. These here, I'm putting them in another container. I have to have fingernails to pull that out. Anyway, it's a plastic cup, it's set inside, and that will hold the moisture in my bigger containers. And those others, I have a clamshell that's really tall, and I'll stack these little cups in that clamshell so it won't leak out into my main container and just cause a mess with the dirt and discoloration. Alrighty, so I'll go after this one right now. Okay, I got the Gunsmoke. Looks like I got 7 plants or plantlet groups. Some of them are multi-plantlets like this back here. Now this one don't have a plantlet yet, but I went ahead and repotted it. Also this Alamo Sunshine Sport, it doesn't have plantlets either, but it does have a little baby coming off the stem. But I'm taking them out of the containers and trying to conserve space. Now this one here, right here, I'm going to take out, and this one started, but it looks like it's dying also. I'm not really too sure about that. And then a little teeny baby coming off this one right here. I'm going to take this one out and get it started. It was on that sphagnum moss, and that was kind of a washout for me. I couldn't keep it wet, or moist I should say. It was either sopping wet or dry, and everything, as you can see, the leaves don't look really well. And these are actually the same age as those leaves, but getting wet and dry, getting wet and dry, that sphagnum moss, it wasn't compacted enough, and it's not in little enough pieces to keep it moist around the roots. So I'm going to transplant that one, And then I'm running out of cups. I'll have to eat some more yogurt. I eat about one a day. And then I can do some more plants later. Yeah, I transferred all my little transplants over in this bigger container. On the bottom I do have water for humidity. Got them all ready to go, and they will go under my lights right here. Over on the side there, under my other light, I have at least another 20 to 25 more little plants. And as you can see, I still have plants that have multi-plantlets in it. One of the plants that I had, my Cowboy Blues, I took it apart. And it ended up, here's 3 of them right there. It ended up that by the time I tried to pull them apart, most of them don't have roots. The big root ball came off and separate. So I ended up kind of with a mess. This big piece that has some roots but not that many. So it's almost like you might damage the whole group in a plantlet if you try to pull them apart. So, oh, there's another one there off the same little group. And they're little plantlets, and most of them don't have roots. So the best thing to do, like on these, is cut down with a sharp knife and just separate and maybe get only 1 or 2 plants out of it, so they'll have some roots left on the main plantlet. Now this little plant, I mentioned that the baby had died. Well, I see down in the bottom there, it is getting some new little babies, little plantlets, so it's coming back out of it. So everything looks good. I just don't know what to do when they start getting bigger. When they're this size, they're only, 4 inches across. This one here is getting bigger. And if you notice that leaf with all the pink on it, if the leaves are under another leaf and are not getting the sun or the light as the whole plant, like this one here, it'll have green leaves. The other leaves underneath are coming out really light colored. There's another one here and I can't seem to find it real quick, but so that tells me there, if I hold the light and do not give that plant as much light, they might come out with a lot more either white or pink on them.